Welcome back to the Aftermatch with Kirsten Beeve. Come for the rugby, stay for the end of season Aftermatch. We're talking about the post-match at the end of a very long season. 13 tests for the All Blacks.
Yes.
Back in your day, Beeve, what would the next 2 months have looked like? It's minimum 8-week break, right, for professional rugby players.
Yes, they have got that written in.
Yeah. Where in the world would you have found yourself?
In an establishment.
An estate?
An establishment and an estate. Not a nice estate, just a state.
Not a state of America either.
No. As long as I was back in Waioki for Christmas on the 25th.
Had to be for mum.
Had to be for mum. Everything else leading up to that can sometimes, or was, a bit of a write-off. Probably wasn't as mature as a lot of the boys are these days, where a lot of them go on nice golfing trips or, just some relaxation.
Yeah.
But I guess from a couple of my end of seasons after All Blacks campaigns.
You just wanted to make the most of life, right?
Yeah, make the most of life. I was over in that part of the world sort of thing. So I remember one year, me and my great mate Anthony Borich jumped on a plane to Vancouver, which is sort of halfway home.
Yeah.
And we ended up, and I had a mate that was working in Whistler at the time on the ski fields, and I said, mate, we're arriving on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Any good? He said, it'll be good. So me and AV flew into Vancouver, jumped on the Greyhound buses, the ones you see in the movies.
You did those. Aren't they the dollar buses?
I don't know. It was the
you
only way.
cheapskate.
Oh,
You're an All Black.
I don't know how to get there. So
you got on a Greyhound bus.
We jumped on a Greyhound from Vancouver up to Whistler, get dropped off about 7 o'clock at night, and it was like a scene out of Cool Runnings where it's just snow coming in. Me and AB are into our suitcases putting on more jackets because it's minus 20 or something up at Whistler. My mate had said it's alive, it's a great place. We're looking around, absolute crickets, couldn't see a thing. That was just an experience from us. We didn't realise that in Whistler all the bars are down underneath the street level. So after throwing our bags in, I got lost in Whistler for about 3 days. I'd actually
Underground.
I'd actually pre-bought a ski slope pass for 3 days.
Never saw the mountain?
Never once saw the mountain. There's a bar at the end of the run. I think it's called Long Room or something like that. It's in Ponsonby, but something long something. And
Long run.
Yeah, it was a long run, and I may have parked up there for 3 days straight. So Whistler, people ask me if I've been to Canada. I said, yeah, I spent 3 days in a Whistler pub, but that was to the extent of my Canadian experience. Another end of season, again, halfway home, America, pulled into LA, and then we went to Vegas.
Yes.
And
what a show.
It was a great show. We arrived in Vegas on the back of 7 days doing our sponsors' duties.
Oh, yes.
Which and we're talking different times, folks, now, not the eras that they're in now, but it was a fairly heavy 7 days, then pinched in a weekend in London when the church, the iconic church nightclub Sunday afternoon joint was still up and running for Aussies and Kiwis and South Africans. So you tack all that into it, and then you end up in Vegas curse for 3 days. Vegas, probably we didn't need to be there. We'd probably played an innings or two before then, but get to Vegas and staying at the Bellagio.
You went to the Bellagio, the dancing fountains.
Talk about tight asses. The five of us all packed into one room.
Yeah.
But
what does a room at the Bellagio cost?
No, that's what we could.
I thought it's cheap because you're supposed to spend so much in the casino that you basically eat, drink, and stay for free in Vegas.
Yeah, it was. It was cheap. And when you divide it by 5, it was even cheaper.
It's like a backpackers.
But in fairness, it was a backpackers. But in fairness, the stories that you hear on the movies and say, like, you don't sleep in Vegas, you couldn't. We were
Why?
They pump the oxygen in. They keep you going. And like I tried to force myself to have a sleep on about day 2 or day 3. Just couldn't. So I went back to watch my great mate Cucks on the craps table, who was just killing it.
What were you playing?
Pokies.
You're so boring. Oh my God. Take the boy out of Waioki to Las Vegas and he's straight back to the pokies.
The pokies was the only thing I was winning on. So I was staying on the pokies. I think Conrad, who's very cultured, obviously.
He would have gone roulette or...
No, he said we had to go to a show. So he found the magic show Chris Angel.
Oh my gosh, you went to him.
So we
Tell me someone got chopped in half or hypnotized.
Well, no, this will be interesting for you. I wouldn't be able to tell you because, again, paid money, charges heavy, 150 US or something like that.
More than the hotel room at
Yeah,
the
more
Bellagio.
more than my 5-way share of the single room. Go to Chris Angel, literally in 3 days, because of the oxygen everywhere else, the only time I slept. I remember Ma woke me up at the end of it, goes, right, we're finished now. So, okay, we're done. So I've wasted money. I've gone and watched this magician. They reckon it was a great show. But the moment I sat down in the chair, it was like a sort of a theatre. So it was like
a cinema, like Lazy
nice,
Boys.
comfortable. People thought I was getting
You missed the
hypnotised, but
magic
no,
show.
I was just off snoozing for an hour and a half. Broke my heart, to be honest with you.
You'd enjoy a magic show.
Yeah, well, it's more of 150 US that I could have just put in the old slot machines and
Doubled it.
Yeah, doubled it easy.
Okay, so we've gone Whistler at a bar for 3 days at the long run.
Yeah.
We haven't made it through the magic show in Las Vegas.
Yeah, but I mean, they're I guess the highlight, the big ticket items.
Okay, those are the big ticket items.
Yeah.
But what about the big ticket names, Beef? Because I'll never forget the day that you told me about meeting Tony Hawk at Downing Street with
Johnny Afar.
Mr. Mike Tyson.
Yes. Oh, yes. And Lennox Lewis.
And Lennox Lewis.
Who would
all walk into 10 Downing Street.
Djokovic was there, Vajoka was there, but
okay, context to the story before you keep pumping out names.
Valorius Awards. I think New Zealand Rugby must have been tipped off that they weren't winning Team of the Year, so they sent the only two that were actually in the UK at the time, me and Johnny Afala. Because you're not sending us to go up on stage if the All Blacks were to win it, are you? You're not sending the boy from Papakura and the boy from Waiuku.
He's been on the pokies for 4 days.
Yeah, so you're not sending us to go and accept the World Award. So clearly we were just making up the numbers in that year's prize giving. So you go in there and you get put up in this beautiful hotel room, spend the day doing whatever stuff you do.
It wasn't a twin share with you and Johnny?
No, we had our own rooms.
rooms.
We had our own rooms. Me and him did come in from different times. I was coming from Bath, he was coming in from Belfast, and there may have been a walkabout as our meeting place. So that probably set the scene. And then we went to is it Downing Street?
Downing Street.
Yeah, went to the Prime Minister's house. Then you went to this big function. And
Tony Blair at the time, was it?
Would have been Tony Blair, yeah. And then big function, and Johnny, he used to be a bit of a skateboarder around the streets of Papakura.
He did it.
So he recognised Tony Hawk, so he was keen on having a yarn with him. Luke Wilson, from old school fame.
Yeah.
We locked it down with him and chopped a few of him. And then the night really just got away on us, and in particular myself. John had the next day off training. I'd promised Geach that I'd be back for training in the morning. Look, I may have carried on to about training time.
With the Joker?
No, the Joker.
The Joker didn't come?
No, Joker wasn't interested. I think a few English cricketers actually were dragging me down and leading me astray with my rubber arm.
Who was there back then? Not your Roots and your Barstools
No,
of the world?
I think the great Collingwood was there and others. But no, so I missed my missed training and showed back up. We'd actually played 2 days earlier and I thought I just had a hematoma, but I'd done my MCL. So I had a knee blowing up like an elephant knee, thinking, oh, the alcohol hasn't helped this one. But I may have told a fib to Geach, which I'm not proud of. And I may have used the train line issues with the connections out to Bath as my excuse for being late back to training that day. I'm sorry, Geach, I should have never lied to you.
But he would know.
I think he saw through it.
I think the trains are pretty accurate. And
pretty reliable.
They're pretty reliable over there.
Out to Bath, the express, one stop from
There's
King's
too many
Cross.
people relying on them.
Yeah, there's a bit of traffic, but another. That wasn't end of season, but I had been
mid-season.
It's mid-season, and I had been accused of treating Bath like one big end of season. But no.
What was the Prime Minister's house like? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't. Well, we didn't get to go through all the bedrooms, Kirsty. He doesn't completely open the doors up there.
So what? You were just in one.
I think we're in the lounge.
In a lounge.
Yeah, in the sitting area
Did
there.
you catch up with Mike Tyson or Lennox Lewis?
We had a big yarn to Lennox and told him that he was very lucky against Davey
You
Tour.
did not.
We did. We thought we could, banter.
Did
but
he think so?
I know we've talked about some huge men on our podcast that play rugby.
Yeah.
Lennox Lewis, I still think would be the biggest human I've ever met. She was big.
Okay, how big compared to an RG Snyman? Because I reckon he's the biggest rugby player.
I don't think there'd be much difference height-wise, but thick.
Can you imagine coming up against
No.
that one-on-one in a ring?
Yeah.
This tiny. Imagine how tiny that square would feel.
And our great Davey Tour got in there and had a crack. Brilliant.
Amazing. Well, that is the aftermatch, post-match, end of season, home by Christmas. Come for the rugby, stay for the aftermatch. Make sure you like and subscribe and tell all your friends because we're dropping content right throughout the off-season for us here in the Southern Hemisphere.